Ghana is a blessed nation, and one of the things we've been blessed with by God is our gold resources. Unfortunately, we all agree that we've not been able to optimize benefits as a country from this precious mineral we've been endowed with by God. That is why President Mahama, in the run-up to the 2024 election, promised a reset of the minerals and mining sector of Ghana. And you've seen us, those of us that have been given the privilege to implement this vision in the minerals and mining sector, champion this vision of the president, from channeling our gold output through official channels to ensure total FX repatriation, value addition, traceability, and so on. But one of the things lacking has to do with value retention from large-scale gold outputs. So even though large-scale gold output for 2025 was almost $10 billion, in terms of real returns, FX repatriation, we got less than 20%. Why is that so? That is so because most of the large-scale mining companies we have are multinationals. And the agreements they've signed with the Republic allows them to retain, in some cases, 100% of the proceeds of their gold sales outside Ghana. In some cases, 80% retention, 90% retention. So what comes back into the economy is very little. But today we are seeing a change, the beginning of the change of that narrative. Not too long ago, we had Ghanaians, our own Mr. Ibrahim Mahama and his engineers and planners company take over the Damang mine, what is today known as the Damang Gold Mine. And we are happy to inform you that their first output, which is about 3,000 ounces, the company has decided to sell 100% of that output to the Republic of Ghana through the gold bond. So they are not giving us 10%, they are not giving us 20%, they are not giving us 50%, they are giving us everything. The reason why this is a game changer, that this gold has come in the form of Dory, raw gold. We will say it here, we can and will refine it in Ghana. So the refining charges will stay here. If we buy it, the silver is ours, it will stay here. We will decide what to do with the silver. And this will not only lead to reserve accumulation, but also create jobs and many other opportunities for Ghanaians.
We thank every person that has contributed to seeing this. We have shown that a Ghanaian can do it and do it better and do it for the benefit of the Ghanaian economy. This gold was not taken to anybody's house. It's been handed over to Ghana government through the gold board, and the benefit will be for all Ghanaians to experience in the near future, not far from now.
We know that this gold is going to go a long way to boost our gold holdings, at the Bank of Ghana, and to ensure the currency stability.
Mr. President Mahama, I can't hide
the United States of America. Now, in this particular MOU, it was.
It's me and say or mine say, me say na Mahama ni munyam, me say no, me man abre, ubaba man abre. Any power bar traffic, enchino, ubaba man abre. What if it's not true? When a show near be a window, not true, no, that dear no, a Korean to see a letter, no, he too, to ubaba the only condition on abre. Martin, could you believe how much you do like ya? Be a coach, Michael Washiano. No man abdi abeshed there ade oyemikunu and then the TV menka o mind be you sadia so wa yompa nipa bi obeti masem sori ne pagya Ghana kura e wa akoma ne atwenu na menim say yes apɛ wona nam ne tom ne saa yeso oba mo man ya fa ne tom apɛfra mi hye nipa bi ankom sɛ ensirie ensi o man yiye wo Yesu Kristo din mu ti amen.
And crab almost say, Nana Dubai, Omutu Quanco Baby. May say, Omunabu today. Woman, what has done the Academy fashion mine. Yet the number, people before there. Just what Ghana time for light at Madudum and Tina Chabian say. Light in Tina, Mamma, Cabino. I can you light in there and come in the room.
na bantwa bia metimi na samahama eba ye mu pese buku na ni masinti and mashada nda mudum no kafre kacho so amu so mu gu mahama ni mas na samahama mla ho no bayi wo mu nyina adia woni wo mu nyina adi mfiri ho ni ya nhwa sakane na bedum da no fa ndisifo nwu ho
yakwa ya wo ba ya wo bi samasam no matro MPP bo mo maso ana wo ba ya so ndisi ni so de bo na mo maso
akoya ni tia mo se ka se mo se firi so kuka wo se wanwa so kasa ho e den se obefa bi etu wo fo ama ma MPP no enya kono
so na ku ye na
enkra wo mu sei na Dubai wa anya hwe wo mu tu kwanko ba bia me sei wo mu nya botre wo mu wo hasan ya ka se ye fa hwe mai ya di nyama ya abi je me ya from ya wa sei MPP for there yo so me ga na tamfo
light edmadudum enti na wotwa bia na se
light ni ti na me ma me afia twa bi no akanya light ndi anka me nim no na bantwa bia metimi na samahama eba ye mu pese buku na ni masinti and mashada nda mudum no kafre kacho so amu so mu gu mahama ni mas na samahama mla ho no bayi wo mu nyina adia woni wo mu nyina adi mfiri ho ni ya nhwa sakane na bedum da no fa ndisifo nwu ho
yakwa ya wo ba ya wo bi samasam no matro MPP bo mo maso ana wo ba ya so ndisi ni so de bo na mo maso
akoya ni tia mo se ka se mo se firi so kuka wo se wanwa so kasa ho e den se obefa bi etu wo fo ama ma MPP no enya kono
so na ku ye na menya
On Thursday, the 23rd of April, operator on duty, he was on duty with two people. He smelt the scent of like burning rubber. So he quickly took the fire extinguisher and he dosed the fire. And so when he had contained the fire here, he went and called his manager, and then he called the operators at the Akosombo plant and informed them about what had happened here, together with the system control center. So just about 3 minutes after that, when he was going to log what's happening, then he heard a loud noise from the back. Your Excellency will pass here and go there. So then he grabbed the fire extinguisher to rush to go and attend to that one. But in the process of going, the plant operators that he had informed about this incident also got in here, and they all went trying to fight the fire.
We heard about the sad event, the fire outbreak in your control room, and of course Ghanaians have felt the impact of what happened. You worked hard, but it's not surprising because VRA has been one of the best organized state-owned enterprises. So I'm not surprised that you have the kind of quality of human resource to be able to ameliorate what happened. And so when I heard that, our engineers say they're going to find a way of bringing it back on, I wasn't surprised because I know VRA has some of the best personnel you can ever get anywhere in the world. So I want to thank you for the sacrifice. This is an act of God. I mean, who would have expected that the control room would develop this kind of fire? But of course, I hear it's been there since 1964. So they say in adversity is opportunity. Because now that this adversity has happened, it makes it, gives us an opportunity to replace with it a more modern control room that will serve this Akosombo plant and let it work for more generations yet unborn. And so I told the minister I was coming here to see for myself the work you have done. He's briefed me. You have 4 of the turbines back on, and he says that you're working another miracle and that I'll get good news soon with the remaining 2 turbines also coming back on. So I want to thank you very much for what you've done, and we encourage you to continue to work. VRA will continue to be one of the foremost state-owned enterprises, and Gridco and VRA, both of you, every support government can give you will continue to give you. Thank you very much.
It's my plea again, and then I'll plead again. We need unity. And that unity starts from this house. If our chiefs are united, if our chiefs are not spending all their monies in court every day, we will be so better off. We'll be so better off. And this region will take its proper place. Because God has endowed them with so many resources. And I know that. I don't want to recount them. The things that are so important are all here in this region. Is it oil? Is it gold? Is it the diamond? Is it everything else? We are looking up to our chiefs. Everybody is looking at our chiefs. And my assurance on behalf of all of us in the Western region is that we are going to take your lead with only one request. We want a united Western Region House of Chiefs. And I'm very grateful for this honor. And this honor is simply telling me that the stakes are higher, and I have to now understand that the chiefs of the Western region are counting on me and my colleagues to lead with excellence. And
I still want to repeat that I stand by those words. The only word I don't stand by is the word shower. A president should have the ability to freshen up and be able to go for meetings. I don't run away from that. I want to say that a president of a republic, a respected republic, a republic that knows what he's doing, when that president travels, he should be able to travel with investors. A president should be able to travel with investors, and a president should be able to freshen up and go straight to meetings. If you choose to say that the president should go and bath in the air, that's your cup of tea, but not Akufo-Addo.
Honorable Neto,
I never said that about Akufo-Addo.
You've made your point.
And I'm very clear, because I first used the word bath, I first used the word toilet. I knew what I was saying. The words were following with each other. Shower in which air? If you have your money, go and buy your aircraft that has a shower. If you have money, go and buy an aircraft that has a shower. When you took the people to France, last week when you took the military personnel to France to go and look, go and check the sort of aircraft that they recommended. The 12 people that you took to France last week, go and check what happened. Don't let me start talking. Mr. Speaker, don't let me start talking. But we are waiting for you.
Many of you see the young people on social media every day bashing President Mahama for not employing grassroots and giving them employment. And yet, they are the ones who actually did the door-to-door campaign to ensure that President Mahama comes into office, whose reality counts. This democracy must be financed. This elections we go to must be financed. Business know that they finance politicians in hope that when politicians gain power, they give them profits, projects and businesses to recover their investments. Whether it's unholy now, so I want to put unholy, let us decide if it is a holy or an unholy alliance. If we think it is an unholy alliance, what must we do to make it holy? Because it is possible to make it holy. It is possible that governments can come, especially governments that declare that entrepreneurship is the way to go. As you have said, the wage bill is humongous.
Breaking hard. They can't take me down and bring me down. Oh, every day. I'm again one year of it. We stand in front of Tamale to Wale every day. Keleva. Proper day and a proper day and a proper day. Nobody can stop without Cause Babylon like I will fly like a plane. Babylon, the plane stand show Babylon say this our place. Stand by one lie. Cash at a one, I'm a fan, I'm a failure. Yendi abroad, bra. Mokoro, Kaka, Bojibo. Keleva, Skegeva, Abada, Bidi, Keleva, Skegeva, Abada, Bidi, Keleva, Skegeva, Abada, Bidi. Bajaji, Daily woman, Beda. Just wanted and God bless me. Oh, every day. I'm again whenever they. We spend them from Tamale to Wale every day. Abandon Diti, Keleva, Skegeva.
Government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, so assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Today is the 1st of May 2026. Let me say good morning to you. And thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. But also let me say happy Labor Day, 1st of May. Ghanaians celebrate Labor Day. In fact, it's an internationally Recognize Day, and we are actually recognizing, appreciating, acknowledging the resilience of the resilience and contribution and the importance of Ghana's workforce across all sectors. And so once again, we say happy Labor Day, or happy Workers' Day, and that's why today's a holiday. But we're here because we have to serve you. You have to know exactly what's happening, not just in Ghana, but around the world. And so Good Morning Ghana has come your way today. And I want to say a big thanks to you for tuning in. It's you tuned in from 7 a.m. and we're going all the way to 9:55. Well, depending on the nature and the scope of the conversation, we're able to beg for an extra time of, say, 15 to 30 minutes, again, depending on what we're talking about. But yes, but officially the show ends at 9:55. Those of you are also, appealing to us to extend the duration of the program. We have forwarded your appeal to the authorities that be, and they tell us that they're looking into our appeal, and so let's see how that goes. But we'll continue to knock on the doors of the management of the Ignite Media Group to try and extend the time for us for another 30 minutes, because you want more of the content. It's sweet, it's exciting, it's powerful, and usually when something is nice, you want it twice, you want more of it. So it's perfectly understandable why you want us to extend Good Morning Ghana till 10:30. So we'll continue to appeal to Mr. Kwesi Afriyie and Mr. Von Bakustein to give us an extra 30 minutes. We'll be, the viewers and I and the entire production team will be more than grateful. But of course, today's a holiday, and typically with holidays, the newspapers don't come out. The newsstands are empty, and so we'll, by and large, depend on the online portals or the online websites in terms of what they're publishing. And oftentimes we review 4 of them, which is Ghana Web, Metro TV Online, and then we also have City Newsroom and Major Online. I've had a few friends who are operating other online portals who have called me personally to say, Charlie, can you review our online? But that's just not my decision. It's not. It doesn't lie within my prerogative at all. It doesn't lie within my editorial discretion. It's the editorial discretion of our powerful, very hardworking and ardent, head of production. It's called Mr. Bright Abini. He's a very powerful guy. So if you can reach out to him and beg him, maybe he would add your online portal to what we review. So we're just going to be reviewing the online portals. And then, fortunately, the Catholic Standard has done us the honors. They're here. Every newspaper is off the stands. But the Catholic Standard is here. Catholic Standard, thank you very much for delivering your newspaper to us for us to review. So we're grateful. So we're going to be looking at, so I'll just go straight ahead and look at what the online portals are reporting. And I'll start with My Joy Online, as I usually do. Now, it says that how fire destroyed everything in the Akosombo Great Coast Substation control room. The Zanato Rawlings elected second vice president of Pan-African Parliament. Congratulations, Zanato Rawlings. Well, you deserve it. Very hardworking young lady. Well, she used to be a friend back in the day when she was at Wesley Girls. At the time, I was at Adesado College. She was a member of the Wesley Girls Cadet. I was a member of the Adesado Cadet, and we used to meet from time to time. But the security around there, God, a daughter of the president. What else do you expect? Anyway, there's gunfire Yapi Road. The police foil robbery plot. 2 suspects killed in Buipe operations. There's a Praja and Taper Track head-on collision claims teacher's life at Santimampong. And the 10 illegal miners remanded into prison custody for mining under ECG high-tension poles. 2025 BOG 15.7 billion cedis loss was the peak. Future results expected to improve. Ataisa has been talking. Presec Legon 2020 NMSQ star Benjamin Nketia wins award for breast cancer detection project. Oh, congratulations, Ben. Let's now go to the City Newsroom. This is, it has NACOC seizes 5 million tapentadol tablets in major drug bust. The stronger administration key to fixing MPP, according to Ahiagba. Atufo Nyakwampim publicly filed taxes, urge nationwide compliance. And then there's a stronger administration key to fixing MPP, according to Ahiagba. And then there's BOG's 19 billion cedis loss reflects cost of stabilizing economy, according to the majority. And then you have Ghana Web says, family outrage as mother allegedly snatches her daughter's boyfriend. Why would you snatch your mother's boyfriend? Why? There's lots of guys in town. You know, my head of production, Brighton Binning, is very single. You can come snatch him. Why would you want to snatch your mother's boyfriend? She's a very disrespectful daughter. Anyway, it says family outrage as mother allegedly snatches her daughter's boyfriend. Unbelievable. Anyway, this Ghana launches maiden annual inflation report. There's legal analysis showing that AG authorization was already granted and does not require renewal. And as Black Stars can harm England, according to Augustine and Hainful. Don't talk, just fix Dumso Haduma Kukisi tells government. And as banking calls for allegedly stealing 12 million cedis and spending. I've seen the videos. The man, he chilled, he made cheap money. So what else do you expect? Anyway, there's a NACOC seizes 5 million opioid tablets in major busts. Then there's collaborate with Boku Naba to restore peace. Stephen Atobiga to security forces. And there's miracles. Abuaji blast NDC's inability to fix Dumso crisis. Okay. There's Man U, Manchester United can win Premier League next season, according to Mount. And here I'm talking Mason Mount. He used to be with Chelsea, now with Manchester United. He's not even getting play time. There's Ibrahim Mohammed's Damine Gold Mine sells 100% of his first gold to Goldboard. And there's a Ejumewura Vibe Opokwajima launches seed program. And there's Foreign Ministry launches Ambassadors Chat series to boost diplomatic expertise. There's hostel fees are choking students. Metro TV producer calls for parent engagement this Saturday. And there's also Wontumi directed illegal mining in Tano. And Imri reserve witness tells courts. Now, the Catholic Standard says our brothers keepers, African solidarity on trial as Ghanaians face violence in South Africa. Galamsey crisis explodes, declare emergency now. It's a very interesting article. You want to grab the paper and look at it. There's also don't silence God's voice in the public square. Galamsey fight failing due to poor coordination, according to an expert. And as Ubuntu is not enough, South Africa must act and Africans must watch. That's on the front page of today's Catholic Standard. Very, very interesting stories in there. I'm going to look at the back page. The back page, well, our brothers keepers, African solidarity on trial as Ghanaians face violence in South Africa. And religious sister farms, religious sister earns masters in public health. Okay. All right. So that's it for the online website and newspaper, not newspapers, but newspaper review here on the Good Morning Ghana platform, on the Good Morning Ghana show. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana. My name is Aldo Moro. Don't go anywhere. My guest will be joining us shortly.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
So,
I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
Hey buddy, it's me Azar.
Yeah, me now they see. Hey, you don't look fresh.
Hey.
We your label today.
Wait till you see what's inside me. Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
Grandma, me chechia woni nara, me ding eje baby dapa. Me di ade sonko kra na ebremo. Nya ode to aduane mo ama waduane e dapa na me de bremo. Eno ene some spices. Some spices dey. E bu wa ho bebre o. Various flavors. Ubenya eya akoko. Ubenya nantwie. Yedi ku jollof ma emu yede. Ubenya yedi ku nkwan. Yedi ku froye mu. Ho na kope bito. Na ema waduane enye de. Wonye mi nia. Yenkon yenkonko tie nyankofo eka.
Download your communication to enjoy Oduba. That's some spices. One in the essence, don't cry. I'm going to get it. Some spices in a BTA. Daddy so say. Some spices. Some spices. Nyama chicken.
Some spices. In Sanaka in Kitswa, measure 10 grams. Yawa chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors of Odo Bebre.
Some spices. Yes, Saka.
FDIJ Jadien Kratoyatum.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calkits. Happy smile.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Sametra Sapapadia to a mammy mouthful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man swing, Nesasu Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for the ultimate oil city getaway? Welcome to the Groove Ethipon Beach Resort, where luxury meets adventure. Host your meetings and events in our fully equipped conference facility. Relax our sparkling pool, unwind in cozy rooms, satisfy your cravings at our scenic restaurant, and enjoy fun-packed recreational activities and a walk through our charming menus. Whether it's business, pleasure, or pure escape, the Groove is your perfect destination.
A flavor, a feeling, a moment you can't resist. Metro TV is bringing you Cook Africa AU Day on Saturday, the 23rd of May 2026, under the theme My Kitchen and Safe Sanitation. From every corner, every culture, join us at the Metro TV premises. Come, let's have fun, eat, and experience the taste of Africa together. This event is a Metro TV event supported by Metro TV Digital, Original TV, and Original FM.
Asha woman.
Sir, thank you. Togbio Mamao, thank you for welcoming us this afternoon. We got information about what happened with the sea breaking through. And so today we decided to come and take a look at what is happening. All this area is part of a project area that is called WACA, and it's a World Bank project. We already have done some work ourselves. Earlier, when I was president, we did the Kleotoko Sea Defense, all that area. Before that, Rawlings government had done the Keta Sea Defense, and then we also did Blekusu 1.
Dumso has come back. I don't know what's going on in your house, but in my house it's as if there's a ghost or a child, and I live alone, that is playing with a light on, off, on, off. 5 of my chandeliers have spoiled in my Kumasi house. I was even shocked. What are we doing? I don't know if it's an upgrade. How many times are we doing upgrade? How many times? You just took power from one government to another. We didn't go through all this. Though there was lights off, but not like this. I didn't experience it. Light went off maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes, let's say 1 hour. I didn't, the whole day. My house, 5 days. I was shocked. This happened 2 times. I was shocked. What's going on? So they need to sit down and re-strategize, look for talented people, and hopefully the country can move forward.
I'll appeal to our people. The outages you are facing are not doing so. It is to enable you get better quality and stable power. But like I said, anytime they are going to replace transformers, to inform the people in the area so that they are aware that their lights are going to be put up for a while until the transformers are installed.
And when President Mahama suggested that he will reduce the number of ministers from 125 to 60, we were all clapping, including all of you. So if we are sharing 120 ministers and you didn't get, when we reduce it to 60, what is your chance of getting? I beg you, those who have not had appointments, those who feel disappointed in politics, you may join politics. Your benefit will not come at the same time that others will have their benefit. Some of you will not have any benefit from joining NDC, but your children may come and benefit greatly from the party. There are others who get their benefit today, but in future, their children will not get any benefit. There are others whose benefits are greater than those who are benefiting now. But if they don't have time to wait, and they are saying that because I am not the one who has been put there, let me do everything to undermine the one who is there. Please, you will be destroying the party, and you will be destroying all of us.
That has been our reason, how to get interest rates down. And I'm on record to have declared that for me, my personal prayer each morning is that by the time I am leaving office, I've done 1 year so far, I believe I have 2.5 more years to go, I want to see lending rates below 10%. So last week, a friend at AFSA, he sent me a message and he said, Governor, it seems you have almost achieved the thing. He said, why? Because he said the general reference rate was around 11. It's now below even 11%. 10.8. So that means that on average, if you are a good customer, a customer that has a good credit record, you are likely to get a lending rate of around that amount. Isn't that good? I mean, it makes no sense. So together we have to strive to maintain this new environment we have created in the past 1 year. Low interest, stable exchange rate environment. It is such a necessary condition. There's nothing we can do without it. On our part at the Bank of Ghana, that is what we do. That is what my generals are here every day. How to hold this anchor for the sake of our businesses going forward. And we do everything possible to move things forward.
Food which is tasteful to the mouth of Ghanaians. And the one who is going to do the feeding is a Nigeria-based Saudi man. He knows our food, therefore his promise, his menu is that he's going to provide tuonzafi and miakpakpa and shule. And then also tuo the miakuka, wakara kuka kaiman. They are gushi, those anchi, ansha, achidadi. With ease and comfort. So everything is well done, placed, supported by the government, and pilgrims are going to perform the Hajj with ease.
Why are we all here? Because of the name that our friend, our brother, our father, Julius has made. Like he said, I met him a little way back when he was Eastern Regional Chairman of our party. And at the time, I had been made vice president. No, I'd been made running mate, and so I went with him to campaign. And I took note of his calm nature, efficiency, affable friendliness. He commanded the executive in Eastern Region, not because they were afraid of him, but because they respected him.
That's right.
And so I took note of him. And so when the opportunity came, I first sent him to local government as my minister. I'd become a bit frustrated with local government. There was too much technocracy there. And I wanted a certain thing done, street naming and house numbering. And so I looked around and I said, look, I know the person who can do this. And so I sent Julius to the local government ministry. In 3 months, anywhere in the country I went, there were street names, house numbers. And so when I needed a chief of staff, it was not very difficult for me.
All right, watching Good Morning Ghana on a Metro Television. As you do know, it's a special edition of the Good Morning Ghana program because today's a holiday and we're celebrating hard-working workers. We're recognizing them, we're appreciating them for for their hard work, and we're also appreciating and recognizing them for their contribution to national development. I mean, their resilience as well. And it's also a reminder of the need for us to also come up and drive policies that will enhance the lot of our workers, productivity, protect livelihoods, and also expand opportunity. That should be the focus of the celebration of a very, very important day like this. More than 80 countries are celebrating Workers' Day or Labor Day. And as you do know, the Ministry of Interior has declared today, Friday, May 2026, a statutory public holiday, and it's supposed to mark May Day, also known as Workers' Day. But joining us this morning, for us to perhaps reflect on the importance of this day as a way of setting the ball rolling on our major discussions for today is two of them are all health workers, medical doctors. They are all, they've all been in public service before, but interestingly, they have been very good friends for a very, very, very long time. And so it is usually very, very interesting to hear their thoughts or to listen to them when they're expressing their views on the matters that they intend to raise on the show. I'm talking about the man, Dr. Bernard Oko. I was going to say Vanderboy, can you imagine? Oko boy. Yes, he's a former MP for Leje Kuku, a former health minister, and also former board chair of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and also former chief executive officer of the National Health Insurance Authority. He's with us this morning. Doc, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on the show.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, and it's always good to see you.
Yeah. I mean,
yes,
it's a day we have to be grateful to God for.
And I'm happy that I still have the opportunity to be on your show, the biggest show in the country.
Right.
And on a day that we are celebrating workers.
Yeah.
Because I'm a health advocate, celebrating emergency physicians, health workers who, as we speak, are on their feet at the Ridge Hospital, at the Jirapa District Hospital, at Boga, at Tamale. There are some who operated in the night from 12 a.m. to this morning, are now getting ready to go home. I mean, these are the true heroes of our country. And on such a day, it's very important to remember them.
Right.
I mean, you have people who have been at the harbor, the ports last night, trying to make sure that our exports and imports continue to go on.
Right.
And then you have immigration officers at the border staying awake in the night to make sure that we don't have people with bad mind coming into the country.
Right.
And then you also have our police officers doing night patrols whilst we are asleep. These are the true heroes who you don't see on television.
True.
And on such a day, we want to celebrate them and pray that God will continue to give them good health and long life. Ghana, with all its challenges, still has a lot to celebrate.
Right. Also joining the show is Dr. Senano Kwesi Jokoto, who is a Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Authority. We have been bothering him lately. We've been drafting him on the show on Fridays because we told him that you're just behind us. You're just 2 minutes away from us, and yet you have such an important platform. Why don't you join us from time to time when you have the time? It's been a very difficult decision for him because he's more focused on delivering on this mandate as the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Authority, but he also recognizes that he has a responsibility of educating the public on matters of health, and that's why he's there anyway. It's his passion for health. And so, yes, as and when he can make it, and it won't disrupt his core responsibility or core job of administering the health administration of this country, he would make time to join us on Fridays. And so he's with us here. Doc, we truly appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Moro. And good morning to you and your co-workers as well as your listeners. Let me also say good morning to my colleague, former Minister of Health, former Chief Executive Officer for National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Okuboi, and obviously my former football mate from medical school. I always say this because I was a far better player than he was when we were back in school.
Yeah.
But let me buttress the point that he just made.
Right.
And use this very big platform to also express my gratitude to the Ghanaian worker for the dedication, commitment, and hard work that they've been putting across years upon years. I think without them, there's no way that this country would have achieved economic growth and development. So today, to our artisans, to our farmers, to our health workers, to our teachers, those who are in the private sector, I doff my hat off to you. Thank you for all the sacrifices that you have been making for this country. And I know that the economic environment that has been created, better inflation, better interest rates, at least that lessens the burden on all of us. And from time to time, I'm sure today as we listen to the president, we may hear some more good news about initiatives that he has for the Ghanaian worker. I know teachers, one thing that the president is looking at is trying to find a permanent dwelling place for all teachers. Health workers are getting their package as well. And for those who are not within the formal sector, the informal sector workers, that's also one very important contributing group to the development of this country. And there are so many opportunities that is being created currently by government just to ensure that we reduce unemployment, we create a better environment for them, like I said, for the economic growth and development of this country. So on behalf of the people of Ghana, let me thank all workers. And obviously I'm going to be biased just like my brother Okuboi caused by us. I'm also a health worker.
Right.
I've had the opportunity to practice in Techiman, in Navrongo, in Georgia, in Kwanta South, in Kwanta North, in Ho, quite a number of places. So I want to use this opportunity to thank my colleague health workers, the community health nurses in Tutukweni, Bontibo, Shiari, very, very, very difficult places that I've worked in the past. I can tell you that they know no rest. When you are there 24 hours, you are supposed to be on duty, engaging the community, ensuring that the community's health objectives are reached. So on this day, let me thank all of you from community health nurses, our midwives who struggle to the night. Sometimes you have very, very difficult cases and you have to do your best to keep people alive. The country appreciates you so much. And even as we implement this free primary health care, it is my hope and wish that your conditions would get better, you get more resources to work with so that you can also deliver appropriately. And this one, together with my former chief executive for the National Health Insurance Authority, let me also say a big thank you to all the staff of National Health Insurance Authority, where I currently work, especially to our current CEO, Dr. Victor Asare Bampo. If you want leadership personified, just come and understudy how he's currently leading the National Health Insurance Authority from success to success. And to my two other deputy chief executives, Anatu Bogobri and Mr. Raf Segbek, is Deputy Chief Executive Finance and Investment, Deputy Chief Executive Admin and HR, and I'm Deputy Chief Executive in charge of operations. So together with all our directors, deputy directors, all the staff, we've worked to ensure that we deliver a health insurance that is in better health. And I'll take this platform, take this opportunity to encourage everybody who is not yet registered on the National Health Insurance Authority, especially those who are in the informal sector, to get registered. We are doing what we call Operation Storm, registering at no cost to everybody so that we expand access to healthcare. Thank you very much, Moro.
There are two questions that I want to ask the two of you, and I would want your very honest call it response or answers to these questions. Is the Ghanaian worker today better off? Is the Ghanaian worker today a happier? I don't want to use laborer because sometimes the word laborer can be interpreted in some ways. But let me say, is the Ghanaian worker a happier worker today? That's number one. Number two, the attitude of the average Ghanaian worker. And I'm sure that if we want to start, we can go through a tall list of some of the concerns that employers have with the Ghanaian worker. But topmost, laziness, not being issues about punctuality, issues about honesty, issues about integrity. Of course, they also have their own concerns. I mean, that's why I asked whether is the Ghanaian worker today happy and is the Ghanaian employer today a happier person. Dr. Koboy, from where you sit, do you think that the Ghanaian worker today will look back and say today he's better off?
Well, first of all, let me say a very good morning once again to your viewers. And more, I spoke to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia before coming.
Okay. How is he doing?
Yeah, by His grace.
Okay.
By the blessings of Allah, he's fine. And he wishes all Ghanaian workers very well on such a day. And in fact, it was after talking to him that I decided to wear black.
Okay.
Because you realize that only few organizations are actually, how do I put it, experiencing conditions that maybe makes them a little bit happy. If you take NHIS, for example, like my brother said, Dr. Bampo doing a fantastic job, relationship, and then some of the initiatives. And I think releases to NHIS is also on point. So maybe staff of NHIS might have something to celebrate about. And then Gold Board, when you look at their staff strength that has grown, and you also look at some of the revenues that have been reported that they are making and the leadership Sami is giving them, I suspect they are happy. But Moro, a big chunk of this country, life is not easy. If you are a worker who used to get 25% increase in your salary 2024, and then 2025 you get 9%, and you are told that, oh, don't worry, this 10% or so is because things are hard. But next year when things get better, we are able to see the system, life will be cool. Moro, then you enter next year, 2026, and then you are getting 9%, it's going down. And you are told that, oh, it's because inflation has gone down. Inflation has gone down, yet you are paying more for electricity. In fact, when inflation was around 17% in 2024 when we were there, and the cedi was at, let's say, 14 or 15 cedis. If you want to go to Tamale and back, you are paying about 2,100 Ghana cedis. When inflation was in double digit and the cedi was struggling. Now that the cedi is alleged to be correct and inflation is down, you are paying over 3,000 for a return trip to Tamale.
Oh, did you use the word alleged?
Why wouldn't I say alleged? Because there's a disconnect. Moro, you don't get it.
Okay.
If the connection were there, I will not use alleged. But there's a serious disconnect. When I say disconnect, as the inflation drops down and the cedi gets stronger, you expect prices to either stabilize where they are or even come down. But they are going up.
Well, not necessarily to come down. Because we're not experiencing disinflation necessarily.
I'm not saying, I said, that's why I said the rate from 2,100 to 3,200 is almost 50%. There's a serious disconnect. There's an incongruity.
But doesn't make it alleged.
Well, okay, because you are my brother, there's a drop in inflation. Tomorrow, secondly, we are in a country where workers in this country became so alarmed by the rate at which their electricity units were being consumed compared to 2024 and said, what has happened? Is it that the meters are bad? And then the Minister for Energy, my senior brother, JJ, sets up a committee to check whether it is the meters that are faulty or it is the rates that have set the meters to charge Ghanaians higher. Tomorrow, breaking news. The committee findings shows that all the meters are sacrosanct. Tomorrow. Sacrosanct means that they are pious, not Ajide, but there is nothing wrong with them. Tomorrow. They don't know it is the tightening of the meters as a result of the 24% increase in electricity that is making Ghanaians pay more. So if you're a Ghanaian worker and you were told that Akufo-Addo Bawumia was a disaster, and now you are paying more for electricity, and more, by the way, you are paying more for water. Immediately realize that, what is happening? And again, let me show you another serious disconnect. There are three key elements that determine electricity prices. One, cost of fuel. Two, the strength of the cedi. And then three, how do we call it? Inflation. As the cedi gets stronger, the electricity price is supposed to be either where it is or even come down. If the cost of fuel abroad or in Ghana goes down, like we've seen, it is a major indicator or index that should bring electricity price down. And then the last one is inflation. These are the three pillars on which electricity prices are set. Again, that's where the disconnect comes. How come for the first time in this country, you are having the cedi becoming stronger, inflation falling, fuel prices going down, and yet the ECG, the electricity bill, is rather going up? These are the things that when you talk to Ghanaians on the streets, in fact, more, there were some people that after the election, when they see me, they don't smile. Straight face. Why? Because they're like, Doc, we are upset with you guys. Of late, I get some smiles in town. and when I try to find out, they go like, Doc, not knowing, you weren't that bad. I say, it's all in the hands of Allah. So, Moro,
isn't this rather alleged? No, this one is a fact.
When I'm experiencing people on the streets, you are saying that this is my
no,
personal experience. Bro, they are watching. Those who are paying more are watching. So, Moro, I think that there are a group of people that want to celebrate workers.
Okay.
First of all, the teachers who are everywhere in this country, Moro, working in difficult conditions. In fact, as for the teachers, I want to single them out because what we become, what we are, and what we will be depends on the teacher.
I agree.
Because our biggest bet is not gold board. Our biggest bet is not the oil. In fact, oil revenues have been dwindling for the past 6 years. What will not dwindle? Invest in human beings. And I'm very proud of teachers in this country. I'm also very, very proud of officers in our security, soldiers, those who have made sure that, look at what happened recently in Mali.
Yeah.
You have a country where the Minister for Defense, you can have insurgents, rebels enter his house, engage in a gun battle, kill him. I mean, you have some parts of the country that are ungovernable. Nobody goes there.
Yeah.
But in this country, the borders have been secured. These are people I want to celebrate. I also want to say sorry to the nurses at home who were told that they will be posted automatically. Moro, the nurses were told that there will be automatic posting. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was on a campaign trip, said that, hey, you guys, instead of even staying at home for all this, we will put you on a payroll. It will be automatic. Automatic means that whilst entering your house, you are triggered onto the payroll. Moro, they've experienced a different story, and most of them are this morning sharing my grief in black. I also want to say sorry to headmasters across Ghana who were told that they will be giving them money to go to Mokola and go and shop for items. But as we speak, are threatening to, or not threatening, begging government to close down schools because the monies are not coming. And Moro, my last one are importers in this country. Moro, I think that during the last election, the NDC approached importers and told them that, look, when we come, in fact, there's a famous speech by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama where he started listing the taxes on items that are imported into this country. Number 1, COVID-19 levy. 2, COVID-19 stabilization levy. 3, import duty. 4, SHIM. 5, close to 20 as we speak. With the exception of 1 or 2, almost all are on. And Moro, if you speak to any importer today, if they should wear black, they will have one which is deeper than my colors. Because the AI, the publican AI system is now making sure that importers in this country, despite, and again, Moro, they disconnect again. You have a country that has a city that has become stronger, and so your expectation is that when you go to the port, if you used to pay 70,000 to get your Voxy out, you will now be paying about 40 or 30,000 because the city has become stronger. But there is a paradox where now, instead of paying what you used to pay under Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, you are paying almost 2 times. And what makes it even more difficult is that it is an artificial intelligence you are dealing with, it's not a human being. So there is no room for negotiation. So all I want to say is that hope is not, all that is not, all hope is not lost. Moro, the duty of the opposition, my duty here this morning, is to speak for Ghanaians and remind the incumbent of the promises they made. Moro, what I'm doing is the job of an opposition member, is to remind this government that you promised Ghanaians cheaper electricity, not even availability. Today I read that there's my brother JJ has posted something on his wall that it is done. All generations are back. The generations, the units were working before JJ came. When you give me something which I had already, it is not a time for celebration. What Ghanaians want to celebrate is a downward pricing of ECG bills. And so, Moro, my job here is to remind my senior in PRESEC and in KNUST, Honorable Senator Jokoto, that Ghanaians had high hopes and that the hopes appear to be dwindling. I don't wish them a disaster because I want to come to office. If I remind them well, Ghanaians will look at that and ensure that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia comes at the next election to give greater opportunities to the workers who are grieving this morning. Tomorrow, I humbly submit.
Okay. Let's take a breather, and then when I come, because I don't want to interrupt you.
We deserve a break, Moro, so that you sing.
Very important.
Yes.
All right, so you're watching Good Morning Ghana. Please stay with us.
Are waiting for 7th December. We know the problems with trainee nurses. And that is why when we were in government, we said we're going to substitute your allowance with the student's loan. That's what we said. And that is because we wanted to create more employment for you. What is important for you is not the allowance, it is to get a job when you finish school. But somebody came and said he will pay the allowances. Unfortunately, it was 419. When he went to Techiman, it took a young, small trainee nurse like you to say that you promised us you pay our allowances. I entered nursing training 3 years ago. I'm in my final year. For the 3 years I've been in school, I have not received even allowance once. And you know what? They pretended like they didn't know. Oh, allowances? I'm not sure. I have to ask the Minister of Finance. I am saying that come and pay the nurses. You owe them almost 30 months of arrears. Some of them have left school without receiving their allowances. And some of them are going to leave school again without receiving their allowances. But one thing I can assure you, it is about jobs. And NDC is committed to jobs. And so we are going to create the situation where we can employ as many of you as possible. What the MPP does is, they don't employ for 4 years. Then when it's getting to elections, they quickly say, oh, we've opened the portal for employment. And so they say they've got financial clearance to employ 15,000 nurses. Why have you waited till 3 months to elections before you say you're going to employ 15,000 nurses? And which ones are you going to employ? Are you going to start from 4 years ago or 5 years ago? Which batches are you going to employ? And that is why we must create a condition so that when you are coming out of training, we are sending you into employment at once. Ezu, I make you a commitment. When I come, the hospitals we are building that have been abandoned by this government, we will continue them. When I come, the Agenda 111 hospitals they are building, I'll continue and finish them. So that we can create more space to be able to absorb all of you when you finish school. This election is between Ghana and MPP.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Grab your bottle and unleash the taste of Storm Energy Drink. A bold flavor, a big attitude, feel the vibe, own the moment. It's your time to be different. Storm Energy Drink, make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health, not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Femi Kakalika, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action. Maybe this Sasso spray. Mr. Femi Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Sasso, come on, Tom Preco.
We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the bliss. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hive Management Systems, in partnership with the Solid Waste Association of Ghana, invites you to the Green Go Hub official launch and fundraising event. Theme: Powering the Circular Economy with Smart Technology, with a focus on incentivizing segregation at source. Join us at the Mamphy Hall Gimba Green Hill campus on Thursday, 7 May 2026 at 10 a.m. Our special guest of honor is Niayi Bonte II, Bese Manche Adonte of the Ghana State, Chairperson, Nanama Entry, Executive Secretary of the Environmental Service Providers Association. Keynote addresses will be delivered by Honorable Samuel Nate George, Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, and Professor Nanama Brown Kluche, Chief Executive of the Environmental Protection Authority. This event is proudly endorsed and supported by the Ghana National Plastic Action Partnership, the Environmental Protection Authority, the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, the Environmental Service Providers Association, Zoomlion Ghana Limited, and Indigo Foundation, with media support from Media General, UTV, Metro TV, MX24, and 1957 News. To register as a sponsor or donor, visit www.gringo-hub.com or call 054-342-7085. Your fundraising host and MC will be Mr. Alfredo Kanse. With strategic partnership from Globalware, the East Legon Executive Fitness Club, Blue Skies, and Margins Group, this event is powered by MTN as the official title sponsor. Be part of the movement towards a cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable future.
Hello everyone, my name is Glorious, a Nigerian living in Ghana. We have an event coming up. It is called Cook Africa on AU Day. 23rd May 2026 at 9 a.m. prompt. It will be held at the Metro TV premises. It is an opportunity for us to invite all Nigerians that are living in Ghana and all Africans that are living in Ghana to come out on 23rd May 2026. You come to Metro TV premises to enjoy yourself from the test masters. We are going to offer you pepper soup, the best pepper soup you've ever taken. Isiewu, nkwobi, edikanikon, afang, bitter leaf, ewedu and gbegiri, amala, pounded yam, fufu, semo, wheat, assorted meats, assorted fish, and cow leg, bokoto. You are going to have the best you've never had before from the test masters. And we pray that you will not miss this day. It's on demo. Yara Sidion before. Yana Biam before a word you could send AU Day, 23rd May 2026, 9 a.m. prompt. Mbono miebi back Metro TV premises. Mbok mi bengen before. Iki trade one day. Iki trade one day. Love you guys. God bless you.
Of light. So light in my and me a comedy mew. You are also so light in Naminko yiti median in you. Ah, dum so no and a pay Viana Joe. I mean, can work one who is the minister? I have one John. Eh? In the evening you kill the light, afternoon you kill the light. Why? At least kill it one, but afternoon, evening, morning, you keep killing the light anyhow. Muso light in my.
I dim fish and you see our mother so that doomsum. The cars in your doomsum. Nay, a dear bang, or my more when I doom so a dear bang. What is it? Tell me what it is. Huh? We voted for leadership. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. That is why leadership is in place.
And crowd will say, and not to buy one. Almost two conquer baby. May say, Omuyabu today. One more one has done the Academy of Fashion. Get the number, I'm before the just all my Ghana time for light at Madum and Tina Chabiana say. Light in Tina, Mamma, Chef Chabino. I can you light in the coming no. Na ba twabia metime na samahama ebaye mu pese mu gu nani ma asenti ande ma hyada nda mu dum no kafre katwa so am so mu gu mahama ni ma asena samahama mela ho no ba yi wo mu nyina adia wonyi wo mu nyina adi mfiri ho ne ya nhwa sakane na bedum da no fa ndisifo nwu ho
yakwa ya wo ba ya wo bi samasam no ma tro MPP bo mma so ana wo ba ya so ndisi ni so de bo ne mma so
akoya ni tia mo se ka se mo se firi so kuka wo se wanwan so kasa ho e den se obefa bi etu ho fo ama ma MPP no enya kono so na ku ye na menya.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. My guests are still here, and the discussion will continue. So, with us this morning is Dr. Sinanu Kwesi Jokoto, is the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Authority, and also Dr. Okuboy, who is also a medical doctor and also a former MP and former minister and former board chair, former Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Authority. So, Doc, what are your responses to, also your thoughts, on the Workers' Day and whether the worker today is happier than he was sometime past? Dr. Okuboy, thinks that the worker today is worse off?
Well, thank you very much. I must say that I've not seen a man as conflicted as my very good friend, Okuboy, this morning. Because he has a very difficult responsibility of lifting the image of a past government that nosedived beyond redemption. Kwatrekwa say Obama wadi ati enidi. I think that is the watchwords for today. To wit, if somebody with nothing says he's going to give you something, just listen to his or her name. Because not in the far past, just a couple of years ago, we all knew the prevailing conditions within this country. How low we sank in terms of economic indicators. That led to an election that produced the worst results for any party in government. Nobody since 1992 has actually done beyond 44%, as below 44% as a sitting government. But for the first time, we had a sitting government doing about 41%. So that tells you the disapproval ratings of that party in government. But what led to that? You see, for instance, I am a public sector worker. That's what all I've done over the past years. For the past almost 20 years, I've been working, receiving salary, and trying to make the best out of the situation that I have. In the year 2021, 2022, all the savings that I had made over 10 to 15 years all went down the drain. Why? Because the purchasing power had reduced immensely. So we had a cedi that moved from 8 cedis in 2020 to about 17 cedis. So your purchasing power reduces by 50% outright within 2 years. And for the first time, I could feel poverty coming very close to me as a public sector worker. You are deemed as a medical doctor one of the best paying professions when it comes to the public sector. But all the savings that you have made completely being eroded because of the difficult economic situations that we had there. When you wanted to even venture into business, the interest rates were hovering way beyond 30%. Then you have a peculiar case of inflation, about 54%. So today you go to the market, you spend 500 cedis, the next day it's 700 cedis. Even rice that we used to buy, 5 kg rice, all of a sudden shot up from about 150 cedis to 500 cedis. Now today is declined to about 260 cedis or so. So, listen, those days were very difficult days for us. We all knew the interest rates. We all knew what the exchange rates were at the time. And look at how we have been able to manage the economy since last year. The positive economic indicators that we are having. Yes, say uni veranda, to which what I'm trying to say is that even if you don't even have the basis to build on, you will not be able to even improve the lives of Ghanaians. So as soon as we came, we ensured that there was improved fiscal discipline. So today as we speak, what is inflation in this country? For the first time, we are doing under 5%. What are interest rates? The cost of borrowing has significantly come down, 17%. People are able to invest in their businesses. You see, the macroeconomic stability makes it able for common health workers like myself to actually plan. You know how much you're going to pay for school fees. You know how much you're going to pay for a lot of the essential goods and services that you require. You see, you pointed out the definition of inflation. It is the rate at which prices go up. That's the definition of inflation. So definitely for every economy, even Japan, you are going to have inflation of 2%, 3%. The United States of America. But if you look at our sub-region, if you look at lower middle income countries, Ghana is one of the best performing countries in terms of the economy right now. Not too far ago, just 2 or 3 years ago, we had the worst performing currency, Ghana cedis. That was the worst performing currency. But now, if you look at the Global Watch, they will tell you that Ghana's cedi is actually one of the best performing currencies. So yes, indeed, I would say that the health worker is actually in a better, or the Ghanaian worker is actually in a better place, because we are showing strong leadership, competence, a lot of discipline and integrity in the way we are running this country now. You see, that there are a lot of things that we want to compare, but we don't want to actually get into the mood where we are doing partisan debates. We are here to build a country. That is what the President of the Republic is focusing on.
Okay.
You see, we can make an example of the energy sector. Just 2-3 years ago, you look at the energy sector debts that we had in this country. We are accruing debts of close to $1 billion each year. The independent power producers, every day they were threatening to go on strike. ECG, VRA, their debt accumulation was something that was actually drowning these organizations. Power outages came at a point in time. And the then Minister of Energy, when questioned, said, what I want
to say is this, that we would have a whole conversation about the power.
About the power situation.
Yes, about the power situation. It's one of the topics that we tend to look at because it's all over. You know, yesterday the president was at Ekosombo to ascertain for himself the current situation with the Ekosombo substation and what happened to it and so on. And it's a whole topic that we intend to do. But whilst at it, I get the impression, or what I get, a sense I get from everything Dr. Koboy has said, is that yes, he agrees with you that the macro numbers are looking good. Inflation, the strength of the currency, our international reserves, etc., 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 debt to GDP and so on. Perhaps his only point of departure, as I have heard him say, is that there appears to be a disconnect between these macro numbers and the micro economics, i.e. what we experience when we go to the markets, the things that we buy at the shops, how much we pay for our services, and the services that are rendered by, we pay for public service and so on. You are not just a public officer, but you're also an ordinary person. Not as an ordinary person, you also buy stuff from the market.
Yeah.
You know, you buy stuff. Are you experiencing the very things he says experiencing, where he's talking about the prices doubling, in some cases tripling, and so on? Is that the same thing that you also see or you're experiencing?
Well, certainly Ghanaians are witnesses in this matter. It need not even come from me. But what he's saying definitely is inaccurate. It's misleading.
Okay.
Because definitely if you are going to calculate inflation, you don't pick one item and say because of the price of this particular
Absolutely.
service
That's why it's
has gone. It's a basket of services and goods that is looked at.
Right.
And if you look at the overall balance, you'd realize that inflation has actually come down from the very high heights of where it was, 54%, to about 6% at present. And we've actually experienced 3.3%. Thank you very much. So it's way below the 5% that I'm actually talking about. And there are so many, food inflation down, so many goods that have had their prices actually come down. But to look at a peculiar problem and then a challenge that we inherited, that we are currently solving, and point out to the fact that just because of one or two items, you generalize and say that prices have gone up. It's actually misleading. The people of this country would actually not agree with you.
So you disagree that
I completely disagree. The cost of living certainly has not been worse, is way better than it was 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
And obviously we know that this is a job, this is work in progress. So we picked it from a very low point, unprecedented in the history of this country. And we are now improving it from time to time. And we are hopeful. We know that President Mahama and his leadership presents much more hope to the people of this country than ever before.
Right. Okay, so gentlemen, I want us to move on. You say things are bad, he say things are good. So we don't want to litigate this. Otherwise,
once again, let me apologize to your viewers for the disappointment and how you feel.
Okay. So gentlemen, we all know that we have some challenges that are power. with our power sector, and except that things got to a head in the last few days when there was some development at Akosombo, which sort of affected, it sort of made it worse. Now, there have been all kinds of interventions. The energy minister has been, going back and forth, visiting the site where the problem happened, and he's been updating Ghanaians on the situation. And it appears that there's some sense of urgency which has been attached to sort of improving the situation. Now, yesterday the president himself was at Akosombo. I don't want to brag if you have the video, because we're still talking about the plight of the ordinary Ghanaian as we celebrate Workers' Day. If you have the video of the president's visit to Akosombo, I think we played it this morning. Can you play that video so that triggers our next conversation? Bright, is the video ready? Oh, okay.
On Thursday, the 23rd of April, the operator on duty was on duty with two people. He smelled the scent of like burning rubber. So he quickly took the fire extinguisher and he dosed the fire. And so when he had contained the fire here, he went and called his manager, and then he called the operators at the Akosombo plant and informed them about what had happened here, together with the system control center. So just about 3 minutes after that, when he was going to log what's happening, then he heard a loud noise from the back. Your Excellency will pass here and go there. So then he grabbed the fire extinguisher to rush to go and attend to that one. But in the process of going, the plant operators that he had informed about this incident also got in here, and they all went trying to fight the fire.
We heard about the sad event, the fire outbreak in your control room, and of course Ghanaians have felt the impact of what happened. You worked hard, but it's not surprising because VRA has been one of the best organized state-owned enterprises. So I'm not surprised that you have the kind of quality of human resource to be able to ameliorate what happened. And so when I heard that, our engineers say they're going to find a way of bringing it back on, I wasn't surprised because I know VRA has some of the best personnel you can ever get anywhere in the world. So I want to thank you for the sacrifice. This is an act of God. I mean, who would have expected that the control room would develop this kind of fire? But of course, I hear it's been there since 1964. So they say in adversity is opportunity. Because now that this adversity has happened, it makes it, gives us an opportunity to replace with it a more modern control room that will serve this Akosombo plant and let it work for more generations yet unborn. And so I told the minister I was coming here to see for myself the work you had done. He's briefed me. You have 4 of the turbines back on, and he says that you're working another miracle and that I'll get good news soon with the remaining 2 turbines also coming back on. So I want to thank you very much for what you've done, and we encourage you to continue to work. VRA will continue to be one of the foremost state-owned enterprises, and Gridco and VRA, both of you, every support government can give you will continue to give you. Thank you very much.
So you saw the president in your shot. He's hinted the government will replace the damage to Gridco substation at Akosombo that plunged the country into intermittent power darkness following that fire outbreak. He discloses that the facility will be upgraded to have a modern control room. President Mahama asked that the inferno which destroyed the Gridco facility offers Ghana a chance to construct a more advanced center that will serve not just the current generation but future generation as well. And the The extent of damage, unbelievable. This is absolutely incredible. I mean, oof, wow. Well, sometimes, I don't know, but you hear people say that perhaps this is an act of arson. I don't know, it's early days yet. The Assembly Member Committee has been put in place to look into the thing, but when you look at the extent of damage, it's sometimes fair for people to raise those questions and to suspect some kind of a foul play, because it's serious, very serious. Well, yesterday, again, the Energy Minister put something out on his Facebook wall, and let me just bring to you what he says. Now, the Energy Minister says, mission accomplished. All generation units are now back in service. In the face of a major system disruption and against all odds, our engineers, technicians, and emergency teams worked around the clock to restore power and stabilize the grid. Through their tireless work, discipline, and commitment to country, power has been restored and system stability secured. I extend my sincere appreciation to the leadership and staff of GRIDCO, VRA, ECG, and all supporting agencies whose coordination made this possible. This moment shows that even under pressure, Ghana can rely on the strength and skill of its people. May God bless our engineers, our energy sector, and our nation. I'll start with you. Sorry, was it Doc? Or what was it the one you want to start with?
First one, you started with me.
Oh, sorry, start with him. Okay, all right. So it looks like we're back. Everything is back to normal now, or there are still some concerns based on what you've heard the president say. First of all, what do you make of the president's visit to Akosombo to see things for himself?
It gives us a lot of hope that we have a president who is a listening leader, who is always feeling the pulse of the people, going there to actually inspect what is being done. Obviously, they've had high-level engagements on how to resolve this particular matter. You see, I would like us to look at some of these issues dispassionately.
Right.
Ghana currently has an installed capacity of 5,500 megawatts.
Okay.
During peak hours, we require about 4,300 megawatts.
Right.
Now, the force majeure, as the president talked about when he visited Akosombo yesterday, led to about 1,000 megawatts being lost. So if that is also compounded by the technical and the distribution losses, then clearly Ghana is going to be in a deficit. So this was actually an act of God, as the president described it. Nobody actually woke up and thought that we would end up in this situation.
Right.
So on the 23rd of April, that's when we actually had the fire.
Yeah.
You see, as a government, from time to time, you are going to have such challenges. And what actually defines a robust and resilient leadership is how you actually respond to some of these concerns.
Right.
I know how it feels not to have power, especially in the evening. It actually affects businesses. It affects even the mental health of the individuals, because in the evenings, you would certainly not have enough sleep. I remember just a couple of weeks ago when I faced that situation. The whole night, no sleep, I had to wake up, go to work, and you even open your windows and it's as if the air is still all over. Nothing is entering. You have to try and find some corridor and actually sleep. That is how difficult actually it can be. So nobody actually underestimates the effects of doing so.
Right.
But look at the response of government in this situation. Quickly, the Energy Minister, John Jinapor, marshaled his leadership. Obviously, the president was giving guidance as well. They went in quickly to go and resolve this issue. And just within 7 days, the 1,000 megawatts has been restored. Yesterday, you heard what the Energy Minister put on his Facebook page.
Yeah.
All the 6 units that went down after the fire has actually been restored. And that is actually good news for Ghana. And I'm happy that on this Workers' Day, we are not going to face that acute shortage of electricity supply. But that said, I know that challenges have existed over the period. And there's so much that we actually have to do to be able to stabilize power generation. Because for a country that wants to industrialize, if we do not have constant supply of affordable power, there's no way we'll be able to achieve our objectives. We are working towards increased productivity using the 24-hour economy and so many other investments that we are putting in the manufacturing industry. Because if you look at Ghana's manufacturing prowess, way below, and that actually gives us challenges when it comes to the forex stabilization because they are not exporting enough. And the basis of this certainly is power. You saw the response we put in when Ghana faced a long-term deficit of generation capacity in 2015. That is what actually sustained us from 2016 all the way to 2024. So what are we supposed to actually do? Noting this, the government actually is putting in place firm plans to make sure that we have an additional 1,200 megawatts of generation capacity from thermal plants, so that in case one day we have some of these major disasters, we do not have to actually go through some of these difficulties. And everybody knows the challenges that ECG is actually also facing with archaic infrastructure, the transformers, so on and so forth. And actually, so much work is actually being put into that. So that within the next 6 months to a year, we are able to change a lot of these faulty transformers. A lot of them are overloaded, most of them not functioning well. So once it gets to peak hours, any little thing that happens, the lights actually goes off. One thing that I must commend the ECG and the Minister for Energy is their prompt communication. I've seen that they've taken the plight of Ghanaians to heart when it comes to this electricity matter. They are giving information. So in my area, when there's going to be light off, I actually know and actually plan towards that. Whilst doing that, they're also putting in a lot of effort to make sure that the challenges are fixed. So yes, Ghana, we are listening to you. We are putting in place short-term, medium-term, and long-term measures. Obviously, renewable energy is one of the areas that we have to look at. By 2030, if you look at the mix of generation capacity, we have at least 10% should be from renewable energy. That's actually more sustainable and environmentally friendly. And we are looking at a situation where by 2050, about 30% of our energy generation will be due to renewable energy. So when you contrast this with what happened in 2022, 2023, where the energy or the debts within the energy sector was actually ballooning, I was alluding to the facts in my earlier submission that the independent power producers in 2023, 2024, always they were threatening to actually shut down their plants because government was owing them billions of cedis and they were actually not ready to pay. There was a misapplication of the ESLA funding. ECG over a long time had actually been under recovering. Once we are not able to recover the investments in the power distribution sector, it would actually lead to the accumulation of debts. So putting all this together, we actually want to know what others would have done differently because we saw what they did when they were even asked for a common timetable. Look at the kind of communication they gave Ghanaians, that if you are experiencing Dumso, what looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, is certainly a duck. You are feeling it. The lights are going off on and off. 2023, 2024. You go and ask your minister in charge, and then they tell you that if you are interested, go and draw your own Dumso timetable. Then they went ahead to rechristen what we could see as Dumso, as Dum CC. It got to a point where the whole king of Ashanti, who really would not complain, and I greet him, I send my regards to him this morning, would step up and complain that his electricity or all his electrical gadgets are actually getting damaged because of the instability of the power situation in Ashanti region. So we are aware that this is actually going to take some time to solve. And I can promise the people of Ghana that with the kind of leadership that we have with President Mahama, he's done it before, he will do it again. Now, if you go everywhere today, as I was driving, I stopped by traffic. Somebody saw me and gave me thumbs up. I said, with him modern ye, John Jinapo, Wama Kanyani Jinaho. To it, John Jinapo had made sure that at least we have been restored to a certain level of decency, whilst we continue to improve on what we have, the generation capacity, and then we reduce the technical losses, and obviously also manage the finances well. Because if you don't manage the finances of energy generation and recovery well, what it actually leads to, it poses fiscal risk to the country. Because now you have to actually invest more money just to keep the lights on. And one thing that has also helped, you know, we spend dollars to actually buy a lot of the crude that we use to run these plants. So just imagine how much we are saving with the strength of the cedi now. If it was still 17 cedis, we would have been struggling, because at a point the deficit for purchasing crude was about $700 million, and times 17 at that point. At that time, you could see the difficulty that this whole country was in.
So he's saying, he acknowledges that as well, but he says, based on all these important developments that have happened in the energy sector, he still wants to understand, and Dr. Okubwe said that earlier, he still wants to understand why we're paying more for electricity. Because if you look at the factors that go into the pricing, you're looking at inflation, cost of crude, and then you're looking at the forex. All of these are looking good. So if all of these indicators or factors are looking good, why are we then paying a bit more? We're paying much more than what we used to pay in the past for electricity. He asked that earlier, but of course, because of time, you couldn't respond to that.
Certainly because of the rot that was inherited. I just talked to you about how ESLA was misapplied over the period, the ballooning debts, and the need for us to actually recover some of the funds that have been invested into electricity generation and distribution. If we are not able to do that, it's certainly going to pose fiscal risk to this country. And It's going to affect the macroeconomic stability of this country.
Right.
So it's actually a response to a problem that has been created over the past 4 years. We all saw it, so we cannot run away from it. So again, let me assure the people of Ghana that everything would actually be done to ensure that power is more stable in the foreseeable, from now and into the foreseeable future. I've mentioned that we have immediate steps we are taking. We have medium and long-term strategies to make sure that we are able to generate enough power to develop this country.
Doc, there are conspiracy theorists who are very, very suspicious that some elements within your folks, within your rank, or within your amongst you, let me put it that way, are the ones behind this fire outbreak. You want to make this government very unpopular. And so you've decided to resort to burning substations and so on, because once there's doom, so Ghanaians get angry and they'll kick this government out. Yeah. Is it true?
Oro, if I'm asked which institute of propaganda I would like to attend in Africa, I would prefer and would beg to attend the NDC Institute of Propaganda at Arabaka. And this has nothing to do with what my senior in school said, but with what the rhetoric, the narrative that has been going on since this unstable power started. I said, if I have the opportunity, I prefer and would like to sit in the NDC Institute of Propaganda. Why am I saying so? It is an institute that is so effective and can teach you how to get people angry at a sitting government. Can teach you how to make even achievements look so ordinary. And yet, when power comes, that is when the real deal starts. Tomorrow, in this country, we were having our electricity cool, of course, from Nkrumah's time to now. Once a while, you see electricity go on and off and all that. Maybe in a week, there can be disturbances. But usually, it will not cross 2 weeks. Immediately, on and off crosses 1 month, you know there's a problem. Tomorrow. But before I say anything, let me commend the president for driving to Akosombo. The optics is good, Moro, to show that he cares. But I can't have a proverb. Say, here, and son, efata.
Your tree is that good?
Oh, no. Yeah, I grew up in a compound house. My grandmother's house had tenants who are accounts.
Okay.
So the only thing is that I can't write proper account by the grace of God, understand. The account say here and son, efata. What it means that you have to do what is necessary before you do what appears to be cool. Tomorrow, I want to get some facts out here.
Okay.
Number one, Ghana's generation capacity as we speak today is more than our peak demand. That's from the word go. What it means then is that anytime you see us shedding load, meaning anytime what we generate available, is the power available, is less it's less than what the peak demand is. It means some of our generation units are not producing what they have to produce.
Right.
And let me again mention Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Before 2016 election, when the NDC was in power, most of us, including Dr. Koboy, thought that the doomsday we experienced from 2013 to 2016 was as a result of transformers that were not working or lines that were faulty, some technical problems. The first person to give a presentation that brought our mind to the fact that never think it is technical, this is money issues, it is financial, was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I was like, wow. And it is true. When the NDC left and we came into office, we realized that they had serious challenges in fulfilling or servicing the obligations, like paying for the gas supply, like paying for transformers that were coming in and meeting some other obligations, buying the crude to power the, the thermal plants. And so, for the 8 years that we were in office, and I thank God that I had opportunity, by the grace of God and the, the mercies of the NDC administration, to sit in cabinet for some few months. Moro, apart from salaries, the first item on our bill, the next most important item, which Akufo-Addo repeated in cabinet, which Dr. Bawumia also repeated in cabinet, was payment to obligations in the power sector. Moro, Akufo-Addo said, if you have any money, pay the power sector before you move to any other item. It is the commitment of our government that made sure that doomsday was not a topic. For 8 years, doomsday was not a topic. And I like what my brother said, that, oh, we didn't give them a timetable. The issue of timetable came because, of course, I've done psychology. The NDC was pushing us when we had some issue with changing some of the lines and grids and bulk, how do you look at the bulk supply points. They were pushing us that, oh, give us a timetable, knowing that once you give a schedule, then indirectly, you have accepted that there is load shedding.
And you could have used unofficially to say, so
yes,
it's fine.
And because, of course, I'm a public servant, because I've done some communications, my senior brother and my good friend, Dr. Napo Matupuk, I mean, when he responded and said that, oh, publish your own timetable, it could have been, I mean, anybody who sees it as harsh is justified. But the point he was trying to make is that if we who are managing the thing have not come to the place where it is load shedding we are doing, how can we more or less give you a load shedding timetable? But they were pushing. Tomorrow, what is happening today is that we have a situation where this government is taking
4 Ghana cedi for every petrol 1 gallon you buy. 4 cedi that Akufo-Addo didn't take. The Akufo-Addo that was crucified for taking e-levy. The Dr. Bawumia that was bastardized for taking e-levy. Today, even for e-levy, you can avoid it if you don't transfer more than 100 cedi. Today, anytime you sit in truck or in a car, you are giving 4 Ghana cedi per gallon to the John Mahama administration. And Atufosi is aware that if he had mentioned on TV that I'm coming to charge you 4 cedis, people will ask him, Atu, but when you came to remove e-levy, we asked you how you can fill this role. You claim you have some extraordinary prowess at getting back tax refund. How come you are charging us 4 cedis? So you know what Atu did? He read a nice budget. All Ghanaians hailed him. And then when he went home, in the night, he brought a charge to Parliament. And then we started paying this money. There is a good reason why the finance minister didn't read in Parliament that I'm about to charge you 4 Ghana per gallon, because he knows that people will not be happy with the NDC administration. No. After charging us 4 cedi, which Akufo-Addo, the Akufo-Addo administration that kept the lights on did not have 4 cedi per gallon to pay for thermal plants, yet found the money to pay for crude to keep our lights on. In addition, this NDC government is charging Ghanaians 24 Ghana cedi more. So if you are a Ghanaian, you are watching me, and you used to pay 100 cedis for electricity, under this administration, under Akufo-Addo Bawumia, you were paying 100 Ghana a week. You have to pay 124 Ghana a week. They have added 24 more cedi. Again, Atufosi did not take these 24 cedi to Parliament to announce in the budget. When he's taking money from us, he sweeps the budget. When he's cancelling e-levy, he comes in the budget. Borrow. But whether you take it on the side or in the budget, you will feel it on the ground. Point I'm making is that this is the first government that has had close to 14 billion Ghana cedis in extra revenues. Remember, extra 2 was increased, plus Dumsor levy. And with all these monies, borrow, is still struggling to pay all its obligations in the energy sector. Moro, I hear people saying that Dumsor, how do you call it, Akosombo has been restored, all generation, and my brother JJ say mission accomplished. Moro, which mission has been accomplished? Senior journalist, which mission has been accomplished?
The 5 units are rolled back, 6 of them.
Where we have a situation where we are in a house, every day our father takes us to school in a Mazda, in a good condition. Our father has traveled, or let's say you've come to tell the whole town our father is not a good man. He's been booted out of the house. You are a caretaker. Within 1 week, the Mazda is not moving. Why? There is no fuel. Or let's say an alternator is bent. And then we start trekking to school. The whole town is laughing at us. Then you take this Mazda and you take it to the shop, do what you have to do so that we sit in the Mazda. We report Monday morning in the Mazda, and then you tell the whole town that mission has been accomplished. Which mission? Before you came, we were riding in the Mazda. Before John Jinapor became Minister for Energy, Ghanaians were having reliable power. How can you come and tell us your mission has been accomplished? By the way, Ghanaians started calling for a timetable before the Akosombo Gridco unit got built. Is that not so? So why is the narrative being created like it is this Akosombo fire that created the Dumsor? My prayer, Moro, and before I forget, there are reasons why a lot of Ghanaians became fearful and apprehensive when this load shedding started. Number one, with all due respect, JM 1.0 had similar excuses. For close to 3-4 years, when you ask why Dumsor was there, some ship was bringing gas on the sea and the anchor was swinging under the sea and it hit some gas pipeline and it broke, so it's been fixed. After 6-7 months, it has been fixed. But once the ship was landing at Elmina, some other canoe crossed it, so it will be fixed. And then when you ask, fuel just came. But all kinds of excuses for 3-4 years. So the fear that Ghanaians are having is that, you see, sometimes you can have a friend who makes you experience a particular situation. After many years, you can forget. But when your friend comes again and you start experiencing, it can take your mind to those days. So, Moro, except the Gen Zs, those watching this show, 18 years to 25
5, 6, who were not really conscious when President Mahama and the NDC were in power 2012, thereabout. They don't know the past. So one of them called me and said, Doc, but why are we sleeping in this heat? Is it that difficult to manage power? I said, ask your big sisters and brothers. We slept in this heat some time ago under the same leadership. Moro, so the fear is that these excuses might last long, like it did in the past. Now, my prayer for this country is that this, I'll not call it incompetence, but these mishaps will be arrested and solved quickly. What Ghanaians were promised, Moro, is not steady power. Because power was already steady. Ghanaians were promised, Asiedu Nketia, good morning, chairman. The only problem is that I'm in Julius' team. I'm not in your team. That's the only problem I have. Obi, some of us are Team Julius. As to Asiedu Nketia, the thank you talk can continue, but Julius is coming. Moro.
What business do you have in Julius' camp?
You
are supposed to be
political parties are public organizations.
Okay.
And you can always state your preference. Okay. For me, Julius Zebra has more promise for this country after Bawumia than Asiedu Nketia. That I can tell you. Moro, Chairman Asiedu Nketia told us that 24-hour deflation is that in the night, your electricity will be cheaper than during the day. Moro, the factory owners who depended on Asiedu Nketia's comments, expecting cheaper power in the night, are paying more even during the day, let alone in the night. So, the promise from the NDC is that we will make power cheaper. You have come. You have made it more expensive by 24%. And now you're also taking it away, availability. Moro, that is the fear. But I have good news for Ghanaians. Again, when I spoke to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia this morning, remember that ideas is what will create better opportunities for us. Moro. And I am one of the people that believes that every problem can be solved. And Dr. Bawumia says something. To lead is to what? Is to solve. Sometimes politics becomes like a fight. I meet people who go like, you people will deal with you. No. Stop fighting. The reason why you are now sleeping in the heat in the night is that instead of asking the two leaders their solutions for affordable power, you were shouting Eyezu, Eyeza. And now the Eyezu, instead of the Zanu, is becoming like Azah. Moro. So if you pass through Teshi, Krowo, and you arrive at Tema East, when you hear Eyezu, instead of Eyeza, you hear Azah. And I'm like, when did this one happen? They said, Doctor, a lot of things that were promised appear to be going down the drain. So, Moro, I want to assure your viewer, including yourself, that Dr. Kobwa will continue to remind this government that we had stable electricity before the came. And with all the excuses they are giving us, we want one thing. We want the lights to stay on. And Moro, by the way, I want to remind Ghanaians that one thing that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will do differently from this administration is that when he comes, he will align our priorities to our needs. What do I mean? A lot of people are not saying this, but I'll bring the news on your show. This administration has paid 2.532 billion Ghana cedis as the first installment for 6 planes for Ghana Air Force. It's on page 182 of their 304 page 2026 budget. It is at 182. Atu didn't read the budget to that place. He stopped before that place. Appendix, I think 3A or so. 2.523 billion Ghana cedis. If that money had been paid into the energy sector, maybe the Drumsaw and the shout will not be happening. Number 2, in 2027, NDC government get power, they will forget ourselves. How can you commit to pay over $1 billion in 4 years for planes? What is wrong with us? Meanwhile, this $1 billion can fix your energy sector, fix your health sector, complete Agenda 1, create jobs for the youth. So, Moro, all I'm saying is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would not pay $6 billion in 2 years for planes. We will channel a big amount. May he so rest in peace. Omani Buama, because of him, I wouldn't say planes are not necessary. I will forgive the NDC by saying the plane was okay. But my point is, tomorrow, Sikorsky helicopter, the finest helicopter you can get, costs about $25-30 million. So buy 2, $60 million, plus Ibra, 75. Tomorrow, with $150 million, Ghana can get correct helicopters and planes. Why do we do this to ourselves? Then you allow some people to bring you a proposal where you are paying over $1 billion for 6 planes. So tomorrow, the message I'm giving Ghanaians is that, as for me, I'll do my job for you of reminding my senior Senano, who was a defender when I was at school. He should not defend this one. This is not the football game. He was a good defender. But this time, Moro, do you know that I made some, what's the word? I don't know how to put it. Some guy promised to sell me some solar panel. And I bought about 2 panels to power. The guy told me it could power my air conditioning, my fan. These are the 2, and TV for news. 3 critical things. Moro, not knowing, I didn't test that until this government came. It could only power the fan, the TV, but not the air conditioning. So tomorrow, as we speak, when NDC takes off power, what saves me is the fan. But the air conditioning is gone. Tomorrow. So now, I am feeling hotter under this government. But other Ghanaians, it is hottest. Because even they don't have their fan work. And as I speak, by the way, I have bought rechargeable fan for some of my friends who have been disturbing me about the heat in the night. Tomorrow. Media rechargeable fan. I bought 3 pieces. And when we finish the show, I'll appeal to my good friend to see whether, as part of my Greater Accra chairmanship bid, I have an agenda to get rechargeable fan for all constituency chairmen. Tomorrow. Why? Because if you want to go far, you must make sure that your chairman can rest in the night. So tomorrow, in conclusion, we would like to beg this NDC administration to make sure that the monies they have collected, my brother Atofosi, pay your bills to the power sector. And number 2, the Akufo-Addo government, there was some narrative when it started. NPP did not add 1 megawatt of power. That's why I said I wanted to attend the MDC Institute of Propaganda. If it had not been for Dr. Napo, who released the things they did, the narrative everywhere is that not 1 megawatt. When the details came, we added over 1,600 megawatts. Moro, change lines. All the things you have to do to keep power, we did it quietly. No noise. Adodi was going around quietly, but work was happening. My advice to the NDC, work more, talk less. I thank you.
I don't know how you arrived at this conclusion that the the challenges we have in the power sector is a cash flow problem, because that is not true. I mean, if you've been following what's been happening within the power sector, you know that the cash waterfall mechanism is now at a better place. I mean, the IPPs themselves have come out to say that they're getting being paid more promptly than it used to be in the past. But anyway, we'll take a break. When we come back, I'll get Dr. Jokoto's take on this matter. Please stay with us.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hydradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Looking for comfort, convenience, and class all in one place? Welcome to Stay Easy Apartments on Conference Center, where modern living meets exceptional service. Whether you're staying for business or leisure, Stay Easy offers you a home away from home. Spacious and well-furnished apartments, pool, gym, and everything you need to relax and feel at ease. Planning a meeting, workshop, or special event? Our event grounds and state-of-the-art conference center is designed to host your events and bring your vision to life. From corporate gatherings to private functions, we provide the perfect space, supported by modern equipment and a professional team ready to assist you. At Stay Easy, your comfort and success are our priority. Book your stay or reserve your space today. Call us at 020-739-1473 or 0244-226367. Stay Easy Apartments and Conference Center. Stay easy with us.
Wabedum tamaso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya mabesisia. Abozig. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready. Hey, baby wom. Ah, Aji. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Arrowfield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share nanda daya was mosquito call esudu womunumu. Na say spray with them musa. Try sima edronum ansana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA ajatum.
A flavor, a feeling, a moment you can't resist. Metro TV is bringing you Cook Africa AU Day on Saturday, the 23rd of May 2026, under the theme My Kitchen and Safe Sanitation. From every corner, every culture, join us at the Metro TV premises. Come, let's have fun, eat, and experience the taste of Africa together. This event is a Metro TV event supported by Metro TV Digital, Original TV, and Original FM.
All right, so still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro. Once again, happy Workers' Day. I hope you're having a good time at home, wherever it is that you're watching us from. We're here because of you, and so without you, we don't have a show. So I hope that you're enjoying it. My two very distinguished guests are here. Both of them are medical doctors, very good friends, attend the same schools. They have very good relationship, and so you notice that the conversation has been very, very, very depersonalized. It's about the issues. The issues have been attacked, which is great, which is what is what the Good Morning Ghana program is known for. We like to do more of attacking the issues and attacking personalities. So Dr. Bernard Okoboy is still here with us. He's a former MP and a former health minister. And also here with us is Dr. Sinanu Kwesi Jokoto, who is currently the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Authority. Doc, I noticed that you want to make a quick rebuttal to what Okoboy has said.
Yes.
Somehow he's convinced that the energy problem is a financial problem. But that I disagree with him because the numbers don't show.
You're absolutely right. The IMF reports are there for everybody to see.
Right.
What the debt burden in the energy sector was compared to what it currently is. It's clear for everybody to see. We have been able to actually pay more than 50% of the debts that had accumulated over time. And how are we going to do it if we're not going to actually prudently manage the situation as it is? He says that they were able to actually prioritize and pay for everything when they were actually in power. But Moro, me and you know that every statutory obligation in this country was in arrears, unprecedented arrears, by the time MPP was handing over. And by the time they were even handing over in 2024, we had to urgently mobilize in 2025 to be able to keep the power on. So if they had so much money and they could actually pay for everything, why didn't they do it? You see, in one breath, he admits that, oh yes, there was Dumso, and he actually even went ahead to apologize on behalf of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, that, well, there was Dumso, and they actually didn't want to put across the timetable because of the psychological effect. You see, when you attend the best propaganda school, you've been tutored in the best propaganda political party, you need not go to anywhere. That is a clear definition that he showed the people of Ghana today. He says you are seeing the Dumso, but we will not tell you it is Dumso because we don't want it to have that psychological effect on you. ESLA was misapplied. You can actually make reference to it. And under this current administration, we are making sure that all the debts are being settled. Now, one funny thing is that, listen, my good friend, when he was in power, he bought air conditioning for himself. The MPP constituency chairmen were there. He didn't buy air conditioning for them. But today he wants to buy fan for them. I mean, how are they supposed to take my very good friend seriously?
He says he's in opposition.
He says he bought a condition for him. When things were good for him, he didn't buy a condition for the MPP constituency chairman. But today he says he's going to buy them fan. So that tells you how he actually sees their relevance.
Maybe we are assuming wrongly.
We are not assuming wrongly.
It's possible.
That is what is. But anyway, that is just by the way.
And when he rented, there's a condition there.
So the MPP constituency chairman, just bear that in mind. That when Okoboy was in power, former NHIA CEO, when he was Minister of Health,
he was a tenant.
He didn't buy you some of the air conditioning.
Maybe he was a tenant.
But well, you know what didn't surprise me was the fact that he said he was misled into buying a generator that actually couldn't power the air conditioning he bought. That summarizes the decision making over the past 8 years, from 2017 to 2024. Okay. I mean, frauds with a lot of faults, and actually that lack of candor and integrity.
Right.
Listen, let me just, before we actually proceed, let me just correct this particular notion. I know we don't have much time. If not, I would have taken him one on every point that he raised. You see, the $60 million have been approved by Parliament for the purchase of a Falcon 6X aircraft for Ghana Air Force under a deal between the Ministry of Defense and Dassault Aviation. Parliament also approved €125 million for Airbus SAS helicopter SAS H160 and 3 H175 helicopters. Right. So where is the figures that he was quoting? That's why I told you that he actually is currently in the best institution for propaganda because it's completely false, it's true, it's unfounded. But he's on this platform pushing that particular agenda. And sometimes when you're in the same particular, the same party, we expect that there should be some alignment when you speak. So speaking on November 20, 2025, 2025 was when JM was in power. The former defense minister and MP for Bimbilla, Dominic Nitiwo, highlighted the urgent need for a strategic lift to strengthen national defense. I have served the military for 8 years, and I hold the same view now as I did then. It is actually in our interest to make sure that we get enough logistics for the defense of this country. This is according to Dr. Dominic Nitiwo. So Ghana Web, you can go actually and go and check the date for this was actually
so I guess
the 5th of December 2025. Everybody can go and check.
So I guess the point you're making is that the decision to purchase aircraft predates this government.
You see,
that's the point you're trying to make.
Yes, he says that if he was in the same situation, he would have actually bought those aircraft. So by extrapolation, definitely that decision was also made even before this. The need actually predated JM coming into power. That is why you didn't see any significant opposition. You saw Abu Jinapo when he tried to parade the same figures that Dr. Okoboy was parading around, not knowing it was actually an issue of miscalculation. And unfortunately, Dr. Okoboy didn't hear the appropriate thing said by the former Minister of Defense. But what has stuck in his ears is the erroneous impression that was created by Abu Jinapo in power. You see, prudent management of resources. We all don't actually want to go there. But please, Ghanaians have not forgotten that we used to rent an aircraft that we could actually bath in for 18,000 euro per hour. We've not forgotten. 18,000, and sometimes it could be for 3 days stretch. So by the time we do a round trip for the president, 4 or 5 days, we are looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of Ghana cedis. At that time, we were still having difficulties in this country. Teacher training allowances, nursing training allowances were not being paid. Workers were actually complaining about their salaries. Inflation was moving heights. Macroeconomic stability was actually completely in disarray. We are seeing all this, but there were these kinds of expenditures. This was just the tip of the iceberg. Then I don't even want to add the number of scandals that was dealt with during the same period. Misapplication of funds. You see, so Moro, let us stick to what the facts are. This current government has actually invested more into the energy sector to make sure it is stabilized. And we actually have a vision, clear vision, that we are committed to make sure that Ghana becomes the home for business within West Africa because of the stable energy situation that we are going to have in the very near future.
Okay. Doc, you also
Moro, I sent you
I just
Moro, you know that I like to refer to documents.
Yes, the 2026 budget statement.
Go to page 182, Appendix 4A. Moro, anything you see in this budget is what is a contract approved by Parliament too. MDA expenditure allocation 2026. Now look at 34, Ministry of Defense. You have MOD headquarters and agencies. Moro, this NDC's government document too. This is the money they are allocating to Air Force. Retooling of the Air Force. You have, Moro, 150 million Ghana cedis for goods and services. Yeah? Then you see CAPEX, which is capital investment. Retooling Air Force. 2.532 billion Ghana cedis. Have you seen it? Please, my phone is having some issues. Since we came to position, it doesn't work. So you send the material to my senior in school so that you realize that it's an official document.
But what he said actually doesn't buttress the point that he made earlier. CAPEX.
Borrow.
Capex.
Borrow.
It's capital expenditure.
Yeah, but it's a term they use for like investments, capital investments.
Yes.
Buying a plane is capex. So you see, that's a retooling of the Air Force. Bro, this is the first payment this year, which has been captured in allocation in NDC government's documents. This money Atu Forcing is allocating to the Air Force So when you add goods and services and capex, the amount of money going to Ghana Air Force this year is 2.682 billion Ghana cedis. So, with all due respect, this is not Okoboy's imagination. This is official allocation from the government of Ghana, GOG. In fact, when you go to the 2027 allocation, it moves from the 2.6 you see here to about 3.5 billion Ghana cedis, which is the second payment. By the time you get to 2029, this government would have paid a total of about 12.9 billion Ghana cedis. You know, my brother is doing a good job at NHIS. His documents are many. So I'm in your position. I have time. To go deep into it. Secondly,
he poses the question that how does retooling of the Ghana Air Forces
these are terms.
Then metamorphosis into
bioaircraft?
Because the Air Force goes beyond.
Okoboy is in trouble. He's in trouble this morning.
I'm a practicing politician.
Okay.
No politician will put buying of aircrafts. You see that? Yeah, the term that has been used, retooling. Simple tools, they record billions. So the point I'm making is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will align our priorities to our needs. These huge quantums. And by the way, I said plane is important, but Jata bought plane for $75 million USD. Why do you want to spend over $1 billion to buy something?
But how do you
what Samuel Abu-Jinapor said in Parliament is what has started.
I gave you the first
Mahama Ayariga corrected him. If not, this is what.
Let me have the page again.
It's actually final. It is completely untrue.
My senior.
It is unfounded.
I was quiet when my senior was talking. So please, me, I can't tell you.
I think it is allowed to interrupt if the facts are not right. Okay. So because Dr. Okoboy's facts are very erroneous. What happened on the floor of Parliament that has led to this misinformation? We have to actually stop it on the way, right in its tracks, because a falsehood was put out, and it was corrected, but he's still carrying the wrong falsehood. Or let me say the right falsehood. Is it?
Until Honorable Atu Forcing comes to Parliament during the mid-year budget review to come and withdraw this appendix. Please, if you are watching,
$2 billion for capex for Ministry of Defence.
I said, if you are watching, please go to the budget 182 Appendix 4A. Atu Forcing, and more, Atu is my senior brother. Yeah. He was teaching me finance small when I was on the finance committee.
Oh, okay.
I was pitching as a friend of the committee so that I could survive. I was not even a member. But Esibe Yeboah, he watched me and my plight. That time I was an MP without any portfolio.
Okay.
He said, Dr. Come, life is hard. Come. He and Atu, and then they drafted me in.
Right.
That's why when I'm speaking about finance, I'm careful. Honorable Atu Forcing mentioned the 100 million Ghana cedis for doing something about General 1.
Right.
And the part, how much was it? Is it also another 100 million for the sanitary parts? He found time to mention 100 million, but conveniently stay away from the 2.5 something billion of
billion cedis.
Billion.
2.5 billion cedis.
Atu, you know why?
Yes.
Atu is aware he's a politician. If he had mentioned that amount in his address, they would have come. Yes.
So let's get a breakdown.
Yeah.
Let's get a proper breakdown so that there's clarity will be brought to bear on this
conversation. 2.something billion.
We need to know how much a unit of aircraft is going to be bought.
Are you an aviation? I'm giving you figures.
The facts are clear. You are allowing Dr. Okoboy to beat about the facts are quite clear.
We are going to the health area, but before I go, let me quickly say that.
Former defense minister actually set the record straight.
On a light note,
he believes all the money is going to be used to buy the all the money.
My senior wasn't listening to me well.
Okay.
I said I bought some of my chairman rechargeable fan.
Yes, media.
Why rechargeable? Because of unstable power now. Okay. If there were to exist a rechargeable air condition, incoming China would have bought the rechargeable. You don't have rechargeable air condition. It is rechargeable.
What we have now are solar power.
In 2022, 2023, when Dumso was West, he didn't buy the rechargeable.
No, he didn't.
He actually refused to accept that there was Dumso.
No, now he has the resources. At that time, he didn't have. Okay. So, gentlemen, I want us to look at this. I know we don't have all day. Actually, we have just 15 minutes to go, but I want us to look at this issue. I've been doing some reading, up on it, but I'm not too clear what it means, and I'm sure that you can help us, you can help me, and I'm sure the viewers to have a proper understanding of what this whole matter is, and whether there will be any, what the implications for us would be when it comes to the health sector, because that's the sector you play, that's the space in which you play, so you'd have a better appreciation of this issue. But before I bring you in, let me just say that let me remind you once again that Discover MNC Group Global, your #1 partner in minerals and food commodity trading, real estate development, general logistics, procurement, management consultancy, investment advisory, import and export. They have headquarters in East Legon, Accra, Ghana, and they also have offices in Dubai, Hong Kong, and also Guangzhou in China, Johannesburg in South Africa, Virginia, USA, Arezzo in Italy, and Hanover, Germany. They essentially connect markets that drive business growth with tailor-made solutions to meet your needs. So trust us to maximize your value in every deal. And also, if you want to get in touch with us, first of all, go to mncgroupgh.com or call 0302-998-246, 0302-998-246, or 026-5505-337, or 057-103-2252, 056-103-2252, MNC Group, totally reliant. Now, Dr. Okoboen and Dr. Jokoto, there's this thing that, in fact, it was in almost all the newspapers yesterday, and I've been trying to have a handle, an understanding of what this is, whether it has any implications as far as our health delivery systems are concerned. Now, Ghana, we're told, has rejected a bilateral health deal with the United States, citing unhealthy concerns about terms requiring the sharing of sensitive health data with American counterparts. I'm reading this from Ajo Online. A highly placed source with knowledge about the subject confirmed to the Daily Graphic that Ghana declined the deal on the basis of the terms. The source said the country could not agree to share information as sensitive as health data about the citizen with a foreign nation. Ghana, the source stressed, had since communicated this decision to the United States government. The United States announced a new America First global health strategy in September last year, just over 8 months since the return to office of President Donald Trump. The new strategy calls for poorer nations to play a bigger role in fighting HIV, AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis, polio in their countries, and eventually transition from aid to self-reliance. Now, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, was eventually dismantled earlier this year. The posturing of Ghana's authorities on the matter is the latest challenge to the United States' effort to transform its foreign aid. The deal, for which negotiations between the two countries have started in November 2025, would have called for $109 million United States assistance to Ghana for health over a 5-year period. The United States has disbursed $219 million in foreign assistance to Ghana, including $96 million specifically for health for 2024, the year before the current United States government's cuts to foreign aid. Government foreign assistance data have shown. The source said what started as a normal negotiations changed with time as pressure began to mount over specific terms. The United States is said to have set April 24, 2026 as deadline to conclude the negotiations on the deal. In the end, Ghana officials decided that they could not agree to the terms of the proposal. The United States is not new to this posturing by African nations especially. Now, similar negotiations with Zimbabwe collapsed earlier this year while a court in Kenya suspended the implementation of the country's deal with the United States pending the hearing of a case filed by a consumer protection group on the matter. Now, international news outlet Reuters reported yesterday that the U.S. State Department said it did not disclose details of bilateral negotiations with the news organization contacted the State Department for comment. And it says we continue to look for ways to strengthen bilateral partnership between our two countries. It quoted a spokesperson to have said. Now, we're told as of Monday, the State Department of the United States had signed 32 deals under the America First Global Health Strategy, representing $20.6 billion in funding, made up of $12.8 billion from the U.S. and $7.8 billion in co-investment from recipient countries, the State Department spokesperson told Reuters. Dr. Jokoto, what's all this? Is there something to be worried about?
I'll say that there's absolutely nothing to be worried about, because the President of the Republic had actually foreseen some of these occurrences in the global space, and had actually put in place plans to be able to contain it, increased investment in our local health sector. Currently, our health expenditure per capita, that's the amount of the amount of money we spend on each individual, is somewhere around $200. Amongst lower middle income countries, I think is one of the highest. I think Kenya is doing around the same, and all those around us are doing a little less. Obviously, the developed countries are doing much more. They are doing $2,000, and so as we continue to develop, we are going to increase our investment. But what exactly did our president do?
Oh, so that explains why. That explains why under the free primary healthcare, you are focusing a lot, you're hammering a lot on, you're emphasizing a lot on preventive,
promotive. That's also part of it.
In order to drive down the cost.
I've been in the health space for a very long time. At least long enough. Since 1961, this is how America supported. They had the United States Agency for International Development, for short USAID. And they supported a lot of programs for us. HIV, malaria. For HIV, we had something that we called PEPFAR. Then we have malaria, tuberculosis. I'm sure they also ventured into economic development, human disaster assistance, and so on and so forth. But from Trump 1, a decision was actually taken that they are going to move away from USAID to what they now call the America First Global Health Strategy. America First Global Health Strategy. So the name speaks for itself. Right. So USAID used to give us loans and grants to carry out a lot of the interventions. And obviously the sudden withdrawal in 2024 actually led to some challenges. But for the fact that JM had made a commitment, His Excellency, JM, made a commitment that it was going to uncap the National Health Insurance Fund, which was done. That was able to release some of that money. The gap that was created at the time was about over $100 million every year. Uncapping the NHIS brought us about 3 to 4 billion, which is about $300 million. So with that, we've been able to set up a committee with the Ghana AIDS Commission. And last year, we gave them significant support so that we can get medications for some of our HIV clients, and also support the health sector in so many ways. Another about 1.2 billion, half of this year, is going to support free primary health care, and is also going to capture some of the gaps that have been left by the withdrawal of this assistance from the United States government. But what we need to actually also state is that we are not on a head-on collision with the United States of America. They still continue to be important partners for this Ghana, for our country, our beloved country, Ghana. We still have quite a number of partnerships ongoing with them, and it's good for us to acknowledge that. But for this specific negotiation that has not gone well so far, the demands they were making were not something that actually aligned with our national priorities and the policies that we had in place. So, for instance, you want the health data of all Ghanaians for 25 good years. Meanwhile, you are going to give us $109 million for 5 years. Previously, we were getting close to about 1.2 billion, so it was $230 million every year. You are going to give us 109. We are supposed to give counterpart funding for $70 million. And you naturally decide that you want all our health data. If you look at the pharmaceutical industry, they are going to profit so much with that because there's so much enzyme and genetic sequencing that they can data on that they can actually rely on to develop a lot of medications that will be focused on treating certain conditions within Africa. Actually, that is how the world is actually going. So it's going to benefit them. They are going to get a lot of money for that, even just taking the pharmaceutical industry. And you come up with such a deal. It's actually not acceptable. Ghana cannot give away its health data to another country. It goes against national sovereignty, our sovereignty, a health sovereignty. It's not possible because the United States in return is also not giving us their health data. So where's the spirit of reciprocity? Then there was no negotiation. This is supposed to be bilateral. So we are supposed to arrive at consensus together. No such consensus was reached. And then more or less, we are being forced to accept these particular conditions. That would also certainly not work. So as talks have broken down on this, the assurance to Ghanaians is that, yes, we had a visionary leader who looked at what some of these possible developments and put in place the necessary interventions to ensure that the country is able to deal with it. I'm sure when we get back onto the negotiation table and decisions that will be in the interest of Ghana or the basically the conditions that will be in the interest of Ghana are clearly spelled out. Decisions will be taken so that we can get more resources to invest within the health sector of this country. And I think this is something that everybody would have to support.
Okay.
Every patriotic citizen would actually have to support this kind of decision. Other African countries have rejected it, Zambia, Zimbabwe. Many more are going to reject it because certainly it's not a balanced way of partnership.
Okay. All right. You know Kwame Sapon-Siedu,
yes,
a CDD
yes,
research fellow in public health. He's monitoring the conversation. He sent me this very, very interesting, viewpoint on this matter. Now, he says that the next level of neocolonialism is a scramble for Africa's data, especially health data. Anyone who understands because you see, the reason I'm reading this is because my next question to you was to ask, what does America need our health data for? As a precondition, to give us money. What do they need it for? But he puts it here quite succinctly and quite brilliantly. Now he says, the next level of neocolonialism is a scramble for Africa's data, especially health data. Anyone who understands the biopharmaceutical space knows how lacking information on Africans is, with a low median age, a rapid rise in the continent's chronic disease burden, and an expanding middle class. The pharmaceutical market of the continent is set to expand rapidly. This is what the young see and why the America First Global Health Strategy pays attention to Africa, is focusing on setting up MOUs with African countries. The next frontier of healthcare will be individualized care, which is already happening in gene manipulation and cancer treatment, chronic disease prescribing based on genetic and enzyme makeup, plus mitochondrial DNA alterations to cure genetic diseases in yet-to-be-born babies. All these rely on health data. Unbelievable. And it says African governments must look beyond the money in these agreements and see the national security implications and the long-term value of their health data. Rather, in a country like Ghana, where health expenditure per capita is $234, you mentioned $200. He's giving us the exact figure, $234, which is about the same figure. It's disgraceful for this MOU to offer us 0.75 per dollar capita yearly for 5 years. Well, the agreement has not been signed. Kwame, you think it's a very bad agreement. Okay, so you're saying that even the intention, right? I hope that's where you're coming from. But wow, this is very insightful, eh? And also, Honorable Abla Gomashi, she's the Minister for Culture and Art and Tourism. She says I should say hello to the two of you. She's monitoring us from Zimbabwe. But she says you owe her a call.
That's true.
She says that
let her know it's under control. So
yeah,
I'll certainly call her.
So, Honorable, he says that he would do the needful Yes, he'll give you a call. So the call will come through any moment from now. So let me also pick your thoughts on this. But look.
Well, before I go to this, because you mentioned the U.S.,
yes,
let me say that Dr. Randy Abbey worked so hard to make sure that, as chairman of the Black Stars, to take us to the World Cup.
Right.
He's done so well. The only small problem is that as we speak, we can't tell for certain whether I am part of the team going to the World Cup.
Yeah, but you haven't requested.
Well, you know, I've talked to him.
Because you know your wish is always Randy's
I've
command.
talked to him, but he doesn't do much of family and friends. So now I'm trying to convince him that they need more doctors to manage the supporters. See, all these 800 supporters, someone must be checking them. And since Senanu is busy with NHIs, in opposition now, I have the time. Tomorrow, I've raised the issue that beyond his competence and performance, he should consider the medical team an expansion.
And add you to the team.
So that together we can bring something home. At least, if not the cup. You know, the more stages you go, the more what's the word?
The more money.
The more money
you get.
So, good morning to him this morning. One of the very efficient sports administrators we've had in a long while.
Right.
Moro, all these praises, if I don't go, remind me, when we come back, I'll come
and reverse it.
No, you know, this Ghana health data issue, I was just looking at the word redacted, the meaning of the word redacted. These Epstein files in the US, the word came up a lot. I had not come across it. But it means to edit, obscure, or remove sensitive, confidential, or private information from a document before it is released. I think the narrative and the news has been that Ghana has more or less stood its ground and then faced off and has been able to keep its sovereignty by not signing a document. Moro, have you seen the MOU?
I haven't seen it yet.
You see, as a country, as we develop, I don't think the MOU is supposed to be a secret document.
You should put it out.
How can we do an informed analysis?
But we haven't seen the MOU.
Yeah, because some countries have signed on. My brother, CDD.
CDS.
Fantastic brain. I like him a lot. He's one of the people that when an issue comes or breaks on health, I want to hear his comments because very objective, very researched inputs. Now, my point is that some countries like Senegal and Nigeria, I stand to be corrected, have signed on to this agreement. What I know as a health advocate is that when it comes to health information data, the more regions or now countries try to share information, the more predictive they are in trying to stop, how do you call it, emerging diseases, in trying to plan for policies that will aid prevention. In fact, even in drug development, Moro. So I know that they've cited the Data Protection Act and then also the Public Health Act. But the same act, when you go and check, if some information becomes very necessary, there are some ways we can go about this reduction of information. It doesn't mean that, let's say, if we have to give data on prostate cases at Kolebu, we'll go and give the names, let's say, Okoboy age 40, this, prostate. There can be serious reduction. Let me give you, and by the way, I'm not saying that automatically it's a good thing to sign to such MOUs.
Yeah.
But if we see the MOU, then we can make a more informed contribution. But people should be aware that across regions, some level of data is shared. So, because what we've been taught in the health ecosystem is that when you create barriers, this is Ghana, so Togo should have their own information, Ghana should have their information. You can have an outbreak in Togo that can threaten our health ecosystem in Ghana.
True.
The best way to be healthy is to know what is happening in Togo.
Right.
It doesn't mean you know the Togolese patients who are having a particular condition, but they can send you trends or just the incidents. Now, let me give you an example. If a particular prostate drug developed, and we should admit it, some of the technology and capital you need to develop some drugs, we in certain parts of the world don't have it. So I'm giving you just one example.
Yes.
Why sometimes people should not just think that, when you share data, there's a problem.
Okay.
If you have 1,000 prostate cases at Kolebu,
yes,
and a drug which is working in America is not working among our prostate patients,
okay,
then you might be asking yourself questions. How do you modify this drug so that if it is saving 80-90% of the patients in America, it will do the same in Ghana?
Okay.
It takes some form of information sharing to trigger all this. So all I'm saying is that let's try and give more information on this. If we can, we should give us some of the pages on the MOU. I don't think it's supposed to be a secret document. And then once we get the information, we can give informed contribution.
I totally agree with you. Let me say happy birthday to you, Rosemary Beryl Acha Adomachi. You're the wife of host of Good Evening Ghana, Paul Adomachi. Yesterday you celebrated your birthday. It was with pomp and pageantry. So that's it. Nana Akufo-Addo was the former president. He was there. Flanked by some of his aides. Abu Jinapur was also there. As you see him in your shot, the former Lands and Natural Resources Minister. I'm told he was held at one of the beaches here in town. I'm not too sure where exactly. But yes, yesterday, Paul Adomachi celebrated his wife, Rosemary Beryl Acha Adomachi, in grand style with a lot of panache and a lot of razzmatazz, as you can see. Almost all the big men and women, as we say it in Ghana, were at yesterday's event. Yes, so happy belated birthday once again to you, Rosemary Beryl Acha Adomachi. And also let me say a big thanks to you, Dr. Jokoto, for making time. I'm so grateful that you were able to make it. And also Dr. Bernard Okoboy. This conversation has just started. Next week, we'll look at it in greater detail when we're able to access the MOU. He's right, we can make better analysis and more informed analysis of the matter. I want to also say big thanks to those of you who sent us messages we're not able to read. We're so sorry. Time is not our best friend today. I'm so sorry. Alaji Hadi from Pig Farmer.
Your world, your stories, your moment.
Welcome to Metro TV.
From breaking news to uncovering the facts of the story.